It'd be a privilege to have my heart broken by you.
Guess
Broken
I'm a
by you.
grenade.
Hey guys, MrTLexify back, and in today's video I'm coming at you guys with a long-awaited tip video on zombies, and this is how to get better at zombies, whether it be World at War, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, this will cover the whole thing. And like anything guys, you're going to need a lot of practice to actually make your craft perfect, or to make it really good. And in today's video we're going to be dividing it up in 3 parts. The first part is going to be training, while the second part is going to be weapons, and the third part is going to be perks. Now let's start off with the training. Again, with anything you're going to need a lot of practice, and this took me around 2 years to fully master, but I guarantee you guys you'll be able to do it in under 2 years, and probably in maybe even a month if you just like practice every day for a couple of hours. And if you just follow what I do, you'll be fine guys, don't worry. So anyways, let's get on into the first topic about training. Obviously, if you guys have been playing zombies since the World at War days, we have really figured out that camping is not really a good enough strategy. You die, and because the weapons that you hold aren't actually powerful enough to withstand the zombies' sort of health, because as you go higher throughout the rounds, camping just does not do you well, and this is why training is the only way to get to the higher rounds. And obviously you don't have to train immediately right when you start off. I would suggest start training at about round 10, depending on what map you're playing. If it's really small, then maybe earlier, but at around round 10, that's when the zombies start running, and that's when they start becoming a little bit more difficult, and that's when you should start training. And with training guys, depending on the maps, I would just look up a strategy guide on YouTube to find the best spots to train, because in some maps it is really damn hard to train. A good example is Shangri-La, and a great strategy for that map would probably just to be training around the whole map itself. And when you look at it on a sort of just bird's eye view, it's kind of like a circle. So if you go around in a circle, that's the way to do it. And if you guys don't know what training is, it's essentially running around in a circle and killing the zombies. That's pretty much what it is. It's very easy to do. And with training, there's 3 factors that you have to work on. That is decision making, reaction, and your patience. Now let's talk about decision making. With decision making, while you're running away from the zombies, you're going to have to make a lot of decisions about where you're going to go. You have to really look around at your surroundings and make sure that you're not going to be running into zombies that spawn, or to zombies that drop down and block your path, and you're going to want to just make sure you do that. And sometimes it's great to really slow down your movements. It's not always the greatest thing to sprint around. Sometimes it's great to walk around, see what you can do, and try and just wiggle it out. My little saying about that is, when in doubt, wiggle it out. And it's very weird how the zombie mechanics work, but if you actually wiggle your controller, you might be able to make it out alive if you're trying to go through a very, very tight spot. And guys, another thing is reaction. Knowing when to react and knowing when to run, when to stop, it's a very, very big key part. And the way you learn this is just practice. Like I said guys, practice makes perfect, and that is something you really need to understand. Now anyways, let's go on to the last factor, and this is patience. Patience has destroyed many people's way of hoarding. It is just absolutely ridiculous. For example, if you see that really good drop, you see that max ammo across the room, but you know you can't get it, you can't get it guys. If you see it from across the room and you know you physically can't get it, there's too many zombies, then you've got to stay and just stay alive. That max ammo is not worth the game, even though it's a great drop, I know for sure, but you just gotta keep going. So patience and sort of decision making really comes in hand there. And a good thing that I love to do, and also Patrick likes to do this, the Smith Plays showed me this. If you guys don't know him, he practically does the same thing that I do, and basically we try to practice on Nuketown or Farm, and we do this without any Juggernaut. If you don't have the Nuketown map, I would suggest doing it on Farm, because you don't have to pay any money for that if you guys aren't interested into buying DLC. So I would do it there, and just basically you get no jug and you go around the map and just hoard. More practice, like I said, guys, you'll get better. And once you are good at that and you can get to about round 20, round 30 without any Juggernog, just keep going, see how far you can get, and you'll be able to get really good when you're just having Juggernog. And if you are able to get to round 30, no Juggernog on Nuketown, you'll be absolutely amazing. And guys, I know you might get flustered a lot because sometimes you're just down and you don't have those good games. Just keep going, guys, you'll be able to do well, and that is just personally what I think. And also, while you're doing this and while you're getting harder and you're finding stuff that gets easier, constantly challenge yourself. That's what always makes you a great player. Look at the relaxing end. This guy is absolutely a beast. He constantly challenges himself, gets to super high rounds. Same thing with Vectic. Any of the guys that I mentioned in my top 5 Zombie Beast videos, they are absolutely insane. Now anyways, let's go on to the second topic of this video, and this is weapons. Now with weapons, there's 2 general tips I can give to you. Stick to lighter weapons, even though that they may be worse, because when you're running around, you're going to want to be having a very sort of light base so you can run around without holding this huge ass LMG and then get stuck in a corner and die. And also find the better weapons that are lighter. So for example, on Black Ops 2, a good lighter weapon that's very good is the Executioner. It's a pistol that doesn't seem good, but if you pack a punch it and get double tap, it's very good. Or the DSR as well. And the second tip I have to say is generally don't try to aim in at all. That's a really good tip to say, because when you're hoarding, you don't really have enough time to aim in, and some weapons are just really long to aim in. So try and spray, and that's why you have to sort of know your weapons and learn to specifically utilize each weapon. So let's take an example of the ray gun. The ray gun you can't really use too well without PhD. Obviously you can use it, but it's not good enough with it's not as great as if you had PhD, because if you get trapped in a corner, the ray gun and the zombies will both damage you. So learn how to use the ray gun in those types of situations from a farther range, and the thunder gun as well. The thunder gun doesn't have that much range, so you gotta get up close to the zombies. And also the lightning staff, you're going to be using each of these weapons very differently, so learn to practice and learn how to use these weapons. And the lightning staff brings back when I played the reverse rainbow challenge with Patrick, and I got to like round 34 on Origins with no jug, and I downed multiple times, and it's just very difficult, but practice makes perfect, guys. And lastly, going on to the final topic, this is going to be perks. Now, obviously, if you're playing on solo, you're going to obviously aim for getting Quick Revive and Juggernog very quickly. And if you're just playing on multiplayer, get Juggernog very quickly. It's basic common sense, really. Have basic knowledge for other perks that you can get on Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1, and sort of using your perks to match your weapons. So, for example, if I have a LMG and I'm deciding to camping, I'm really going to want to get Speed Cola and Double Tap, and know your mandatory perks. So for Black Ops 2, honestly, I feel that the mandatory perks are Juggernog, Speed Cola, and Juggernog, Quick Revive, and Double Tap if you're playing on solo. And just make sure you know your perks well. There's many guides on YouTube about that. I know this is a very long video, but I'm trying to get all of this in. And lastly, I just wanted to say, if you can get all the perks on the map, that's the greatest thing you can possibly do. And make sure to do the obvious, guys, like maximize your points with wall weapons so that you can get more points, and make sure to utilize the knife on lower rounds and insta-kill if applicable, like if you're not going to die. Remember to get Quick Revive on solo, communicate with your team, try and get Juggernog as fast as possible, and utilize the crawlers and the breaks in between rounds, and learn about how Black Ops 2 you have to keep a runner, and Black Ops 1 you can keep a crawler, and Black Ops 2 you can't shoot the runner or else he will eventually die. So that's all the tips I'm going to give in this video. I know this is a very long video, so if you guys did enjoy this video, please make sure to leave a like. You guys are amazing. Let's see if we can hit 2,500 likes for the next zombies video. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one.